All right, here we go. I did it right this time. I think I put the name in the I put the actual name in the description instead of the title. That was stupid. So we should be good now. All right, we should be good now. All right, we should be good now. What's going on, y'all? Give everybody a couple minutes to hop on here. Give everybody a couple minutes to get on. What's going on, y'all? Give everybody a couple minutes to. Today we're gonna be talking about SPY. We're gonna be talking about QQQ. We're gonna see where's the bottom. We're gonna talk about fear in the markets and how that affects you, and just how much psychology really plays a part, man, in investing and trading and everything else. I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy. We're gonna also take a look at the fear and greed index. I'm gonna talk to you guys about that and kind of see where do we go from here. Like, is the bottom near? Do we have a lot more room to fall? We're gonna talk all about that. All I ask you guys to do is leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and share this with one person. You know, you might know somebody that ain't really doing too much right now, man. Tell them tap in. Tell them tap in. We're gonna have some valuable stuff on here. We're gonna look at some possible plays that are setting up. If you on this live, then you're going to get some things that I'm really watching to capitalize on. So it's gonna be good, man. So make sure you leave a like, share. I haven't put my stuff in the description yet, but I will drop my Instagram and all that in the description. If you want to follow, you can join the free version of my Discord. I'll drop that in the description as well. So we'll go ahead and get started, man. It's about 9:45. So let's see what we can do here. First of all, let's talk about SPY. So SPY has been falling, as everybody knows. We have seen a very sharp drop in SPY, and it has been very, very, very volatile. Okay, so the market has been super volatile, but it has been coming down a lot due to the tariff talk and things like that with Trump and him with other countries, with China and his talks with Ukraine. It's a lot going on. You also have some things coming up like the Fed decisions coming up soon. You just got a lot of things in the market that's really coming up from a fundamental side. Mostly what I do is technicals. So 9 times out of 10, I'm looking at things from a chart perspective. The other side of it is also important. It's great to know fundamentals and technicals, but I'm more so of a technical trader. So the things that I look at are from a technical side. All right. So when we're talking about SPY here, we see SPY has had a pretty sharp decline. Although it has been very sharp, you can't really say that it has been clean, right? So it has been super volatile. You have some days like today where the market pops up, the first hour or two, and then it sells completely off for the rest of the day. Or you may get spurts of sell-offs or spurts of bursts followed by long periods of consolidation. So it has been super hard to actually trade, right? So it hasn't been a market where you want to just go super heavy in trading, especially with the options and things like that. Like short-term options, unless you are scalping or unless you are a seasoned trader and you know what you're doing as far as entries, exits, and things like that, stay out of the options game right now. All right, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna help you out. As much as I love options, if you do not know what you're doing, stay out of the options game. Okay, you are going to get destroyed right now. Right, we are seeing some extreme volatility, and as crazy as this sounds, it can get even more volatile. Right, but volatility can be a good thing, especially in the way that it's been going. Right, so the thing about the stock market is everybody says buy low, sell high. But the problem is when prices get low, nobody wants to buy it. Right? So think about just a few weeks ago when SPY was up there at what 610, 611, everybody was saying, "Oh man, if this drop down, I'm gonna buy it. If this drop, I'm gonna buy it." You gotta ask yourself, did you buy it yet? Right? And it's not saying that every stock is at a point that's attractive to buy, but a lot of stocks have dropped quite a bit, enough to where you can say, okay, well, maybe I'll nibble in a little bit. You do have some stocks that have dropped 20, 25%. Such as Google has dropped quite a bit. Tesla has dropped quite a bit. If you believe in Tesla, but we all know the things that's going on with Elon Musk running his mouth. You have, what else has dropped? Amazon has dropped a lot. CrowdStrike has dropped a bit. AVGO had good earnings, but they have dropped quite a bit. They was down at 179 today. All right, so you have a lot of stocks that have fallen, right? And what you don't want to do is you don't want to catch a falling knife, right? So when I say that, I don't mean that as far as these shares. I mean that as far as options. This is not the time to try to call a bottom as far as trying to play options to the upside. Yes, you can catch upside moves, but the same as if you were tapped into my weekly watch list on this past Sunday, I was like, hey, this thing can bounce, but don't overstay your welcome. And we seen exactly that. We seen a very nice bounce, and then we seen a sell-off, right? So you may get, a lot more of that to continue to bring these prices down. It might be very choppy on the way down, or we could pop up a little bit and kind of give you a little relief rally and send you back down lower again. Okay? So don't try to time the bottom. You will always lose doing that. Just understand that there's a lot of volatility in the markets, and it's going to be super hard to trade right now, right? So what I would focus on, I'm going to tell you guys what I've been doing personally. So I've been doing this for 6 years. Okay? So I can kind of understand when it's time to go heavy and when it's time to scale back, and I've been scaled back a lot with my trades lately, all right? So what I've been doing is making money with the trades, and I've been putting it into shares, right, of different companies. And I'll give you guys a few companies towards the end that I have been putting my money into, right? And I've been doing that as a way to protect capital, right? Because with trading options, especially, I do a lot of day trading. I do swing trade as well, but it has to be the right conditions. There's not swing trade conditions at all. It's barely any kind of trade conditions. So the things that I've been doing is making money, day trading, putting it into shares. And the reason behind that is because I think about it like you're always one bad trade away or one news break away from something messing up your play, especially with Donald Trump in office. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth, the way he's going to tweet, right? So my strategy has been to put most of the money that I've been making into shares to protect the capital, right? Because let's say that I put my money inside of something like like Apple. Let's say if I make $500 and I put it inside of Apple and Apple drops 10%, I will lose $50. Cool, right? But let's say you use that same $500 and you're in a call option and Donald Trump says something and you're in 0 days, which 0 days, you shouldn't be playing 0 days right now unless you're super seasoned. Your call option might be down 60-70% off of something that he said, right? So you gotta find ways to protect capital, and that's just been something that I've been doing, right? There are some stocks that have dropped quite a bit to some levels that are very attractive, and one of them kind of being AVGO, which I'm gonna show you guys soon. But let's talk about SPY first, right? Let's get to the charts. Once again, share this live with somebody, man. We're gonna get some gems on here. All right. So, first of all, SPY. We still have not hit oversold on SPY yet, right? So to be honest with you guys, we have not dropped a lot. On SPY. I'm gonna show you guys how much we've dropped percentage-wise. If you take the low of today, we've dropped a grand total of about 7%. That's not a lot, right? And it feels like it's a lot more than that simply because of how volatile it's been, because we'll pop up during the day and then we'll drop, right? So it feels like it's a lot bigger drop than what it really has been on SPY. Now, QQQ is down a little bit more. Um, but as far as SPY, we haven't even hit correction territory yet, right? So we're not even down 10% at the moment on SPY. Okay. Notice also that SPY is right around the 200 MA. Now, the 200 MA can usually act as a support or a resistance, but I will say that QQQ has been staying under it, which I'm going to show you guys here soon. Okay. So just kind of be aware that we haven't really dropped a whole lot on SPY. And if you guys know what I like to do, I love to trade using patterns and things of that nature. This is setting up perfect for some type of pattern to form and give you a setup to the downside, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some type of relief rally. It's going to look something like this. If we get some type of relief rally, look for it to look a little something like this right here. A bear flag. Now, this is a little bit of, foreshadowing. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but just me doing this for so long, I can kind of see it, right? So I'm not saying it will happen, but this is what I can kind of see. If SPY was to give you some sort of relief rally, it could take shape of a bear flag and send us down a little bit lower. Okay? Now, that's something that we can really see just from experience, okay? So don't try to call the bottom. Always realize that the stock market has never had a time where it has not recovered. Okay? So until that changes, I would keep betting on the market to fully recover. You don't know if it's going to take a year. You don't know if it's going to take 2 years. You don't know if it's going to take 3. You don't know. But history has said that the stock market has always recovered. Let me drop back on this chart and try to show me a time that we have never recovered from a fall. You won't be able to, right? You won't be able to. Every time the market has dropped, we have came back eventually, right? And until that changes, you need to continue to take that into consideration, all right? So, SPY, we have been falling. We haven't fallen a lot compared to what it feels like. We just had a lot of volatility on the way down. So, we still got a lot to think about and to see here. So the market can still get very interesting. All right. So that's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ is a little bit different. It's a lot of the same, but the only difference with QQQ is QQQ has fallen at least 10%. So QQQ at the lows today was right at 10%, right? So right here at 10%. So also keep in mind that since SPY and QQQ are so high, it has to fall a lot more for the percentages to be bigger, right? So we're not talking about a 2022, 2023 where QQQ was, $300 or $290, right? So a $50 drop back then was a lot, right? So that would be your 20%, 15 to 20%. But now a $50 drop is not as much. It's only 10% at this point, right? So I always understand that the moves now are going to be a lot bigger, especially with the volatility. So understand that. Now, as far as the chart, the QQQ is also right near its 200. So it's kind of dancing around a little bit. We've been playing around the 200 for a few days, and I can see the same type of scenario, right? I would love for the market to go lower because you got to realize, although I love to play options, something that I am realizing is that the money is made long term, right? The money is made long term, right? So it's not just the options. You got to also think about the long term part of it as well. And anytime that you get a chance to buy great companies on a dip, you should do that. Okay? So you should always hope for, I wouldn't necessarily say the stock market to fall, but you want to get some good prices, because if you don't get good prices, you will have to continue to buy Meta for $700-800. You will have to continue to buy Tesla for $500 or Apple for $260. You want to see you want to see dips, okay? And a dip is not a bad thing. There has to be something in the market for it to pull back, all right? So let's talk a little bit about the fear in the markets, all right? So you will notice a lot of fear mongering. Notice how every time that the market falls, there has to be some type of catalyst, okay? So with in 2021, 2022 to 2023, getting to 2023, it was inflation, okay? So things like that was keeping the market down. Now you got tariffs. You know, when Donald Trump was in office for his first term, that was when I first started trading. It was tariffs. It was the trade war. You know, so there has to always be something to keep the markets on its toes and for it to bring the market down so you can get these good prices to benefit from it long term, right? A lot of times in the stock market, you got two emotions that are going to dictate the stock market. You got fear and you have greed. And you can see just how fast people can go from fearful to greedy or greedy to fearful. Let's see how long ago we was at all-time highs. February 19th, we were at all-time highs. It's only March the 6th. That's just a few weeks ago. So a few weeks ago, we was around the greed, right? Now we're getting into the extreme fear. And the crazy part is we haven't even dropped that much. We're only down about 7%. So imagine if SPY starts to correct 10%, 15%. The more fear gets in, the more you want to start buying. All right? And we're not talking about options yet. We're talking about long term. As far as options, I see someone put a comment about leaps. For me, I think leaps should only be bought on something that is a crazy dip. All right? Not a 6%, 7% dip. On something like SPY, I want to see 20%, 30%, something like that for me to think about a leap. And as far as a stock itself, I want to see 40%, 50%, something crazy. Like a leap is a long-term play, like at least a year. Okay? So on plays like that, you want to see crazy dips. Like something that I think could be really good for a leap. Maybe not now. I think it can fall a little bit more. But who am I to say that it's done falling? Is AMD. So AMD is something, and this is not financial advice. So I'm not into the leaps on AMD yet, although I do own shares of AMD. Let's see how far it is from the highs. AMD is over 50% from the highs. That is a lot. Okay? But also keep in mind, if the market continues to correct, AMD is not going to stop falling. Okay? Especially if you think about something like NVIDIA, who has a chance to get near $100. If NVIDIA gets under 100, AMD is probably going to be under 90. All right? So keep that in mind. All right? It's hard to time the bottom. Don't try to time the bottom. You need to have your places on your chart where you want to buy and hold long term. All right? Today we're going to be talking more about long term, which you guys probably don't expect from me because I am not a super huge long-term trader, but right now is not the time to be trying to guess in the markets. You're going to lose your money. I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for 6 years. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money. And these are the times where I've lost the most. It is not understanding when it's time to trade and when it's time to open up the wallet to invest, okay? And no, it hasn't been a drop to where you want to just splurge like you in a mall. But there are some stocks that's starting to look good. All right. So, quick reset right here. We're talking about tariffs. We're talking about what to do, what not to do. We're talking about fear in the markets. You guys make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment if this is helpful for you. If you want me to keep doing things like this, going live. Drop some tickers that you guys want to talk about. And make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. All right. I appreciate y'all for hopping on. Let's go through some stocks here, man. We've been talking a lot. Let's get on these charts. I've been doing a lot of talking. Let's see what we got. Let's start off. We can start off with NVIDIA, and we're going to clear the chart. We're going to clear the chart. Tiandre, what's going on? Let's clear the chart. NVIDIA is not below 30 on the RSI yet. Still has room to fall. Okay? So you can see right here, we're getting close to that low on NVIDIA. We're right there at it. right around 110. Okay, so we can continue to fall. We are under the 200. Okay, so we had a push right above the 200 and we got smacked right back down, looking like we want to continue down. So if under 110, looks like we could continue to fall. The next low point is around, is right around 100, 101. All right, so we could continue to see a downtrend in Nvidia. I wouldn't be surprised to see it near 100, which I do expect a lot of buyers to probably step in at 100. And if you get Nvidia under 100, that's a gift. All right, that's an early Christmas gift, right? Nothing has changed with Nvidia. They haven't, AI hasn't went anywhere yet. AI is still booming. They're still selling out. Check their last earnings report. Guidance is still strong. It's a downturn in the market, right? So just a couple months ago, just for a couple months ago, Nvidia was at all-time highs, right? So let me show you guys something right here. Let me show you guys just how powerful the market is, right? So around these areas up here is where they put out the news that Trump was talking about the $500 billion infrastructure deal, and we want to be the AI leader and things of that nature. Everybody was happy, right? Everybody was happy. This was up here. This is where this got put out at, right near the highs. So think about what has changed from this day to now. Has anything changed in the terms of AI? Has anything changed in terms of Trump saying he's already told you that he wants the U.S. to be the leader of the world in AI? Nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is stock price, because he's been talking about semiconductors. He's been talking about all this stuff, right? Let me plug my charger in before it go dead on y'all right quick. All right, here we go, man. This thing about to go dead on y'all. So basically, I'm telling you guys, nothing has changed from his talks. What that was a buy the rumor, sell the news. Okay? Nothing has changed. You got to be insane to think that they're going to tell you what's going to happen without giving you some turbulence. They're never going to tell you what's going to happen without giving you turbulence. Like, I can tell you, like, I don't know this, but let's say that we had a crystal ball that was telling us that Nvidia was going to be $1,000 in 10 years. You might look at it at 110 and be like, dang, well, I should buy it. But what if I told you it was going to drop to 70 before it get to 1,000? But you don't know when, right? Let's say it's going to be 1,000, but it has to go to 300 and drop back down to 100. Are you going to hold it? You don't know how it's going to get there, but you know where it's going. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so Nvidia, as far as a trade, we could sell off under 110, but the market has been super volatile. So keep that in mind. But under 110 tomorrow, I'm gonna be looking for some puts possibly. Okay, I'm not gonna be going heavy, but under 110, I would definitely be looking for some puts. Let's see what else we got. Apple has actually been holding up relatively well. So I don't really have much for Apple. They're kind of just consolidating a little bit. ACB, you got Boeing. I actually tried to trade Boeing today, and I got stopped at break even, right? So the trade that I took on Boeing today, I was looking for this bear flag to break down here, right? And it did start to break down. So I got in here and gave you this candle, started breaking down, but then it popped back up. So I got stopped at break even. I was looking for the continuation down. This was a perfect bear flag, so here's what it is. But Boeing, on the larger time frame, on the daily chart, does look like it may try to continue down. So we look at it from the 4 hour. From the 4 hour here, looks like it may be trying to break a bear flag on the 4 hour, right? So we have to see what Boeing does tomorrow, but definitely does still look bearish. And my next level that I have is 153. So definitely gonna be keeping an eye out for that one. Tesla, man, you want to talk about a stock that has been getting destroyed? Tesla has been getting killed. All right. So ever since we had that high up here around 488, 485, somewhere around there, Tesla has been getting killed, man. It's been getting destroyed. So at the moment we are retesting this area here. This was the breakout level for Tesla, right around the 270 area. So we're currently under it. But this is pretty much retesting a breakout. So if this doesn't hold, Tesla still does have this gap to fill right here down to 255. And it has a gap right here to fill down to 219. So could Tesla fall a lot? Tesla could fall a lot more. Now, do keep in mind that it has been going straight down. So don't be surprised if you see something like this. Once again, things with sharp falls will have a rebound. So don't be surprised if you see Tesla maybe pop back up to around 300. That could happen. Maybe give you a little bear flag on the daily chart. Or this could be the turning point where Tesla starts getting bought. Who knows? All right. Let's look at DIA. I ain't got much for that. Amazon, kind of the same thing. Amazon is at a pivotal. I can't say that word. It's at a crucial point. Let me say that. I promise you, I got 2 degrees, man. But Amazon is at a crucial spot right here, right around 200.5. This was the breakout area. See, we defended it well once, and now we're at it again. Is it going to break through? I don't know. If you think the market is going to continue down, then Amazon is definitely going to break through. If you think so, you still have a gap to fill down to 190. So still has a gap to fill down here. So still some room to fall possibly. All right. Google is something that I'm also watching here. So Google is right around the 200. So this is a setup right here. This is something that I'm thinking that you could possibly see on SPY, or something you could see on Tesla. If you look at Google has had a nice fall, but now it's giving you a type of flag, right? So Google, you have the pole, and now you have the pullback, right? So this maybe will consolidate a little bit more, but if it starts to break down, we could get some more downside for Google, right? Also, I'm not saying that Google is something you should add. I'm not saying it's something that you shouldn't. But what I am telling you is that YouTube hasn't went anywhere. You're on YouTube right now. All right? That's all I'm saying. Meta. Looking at Meta here. So Meta has hit over $700 recently, less than a month ago, and now it is at 627. All right, so retesting the breakout area for Meta. Same thing, you know, we're retesting the breakout area. The 200 is way down here at 574, so still a lot of room to possibly fall if we continue downward. So Meta is going to be super interesting here. Let's talk about AVGO. AVGO had earnings where they had a very nice pop on earnings. I'm mad that I did not buy this, right? So I was thinking, what I was thinking today was, I was thinking that since Nvidia really didn't do much or sold off, I was thinking AVGO might do the same, where they might sell it off just because of, you know, how the market is. But AVGO actually popped, right? So in after hours, it's at 202, right? So it's at 202 as far as the close at 8 o'clock, right? So they did have a very nice earnings pop there. But this was the retest, right? So this area right here, 186, you was right around the retest area, okay? So that is a instance of a stock that has retested, but it has held. So that's good for them. I definitely missed my buying opportunity there. Still a good buy opportunity, but you know, it would have been great to catch it down here for sure. Let's talk about, y'all say ORCL, Oracle. So Oracle was a stock that pumped, right? It pumped when Trump started talking about the infrastructure deal, okay? So same thing. You know what's coming, but you don't know how it's going to get there, okay? So look at what Oracle was, and now look what it is now, okay? So around when Trump was talking about it, it was all around up here, right? So 180s, 190s when that happened. Now we're at 150. You were chasing it up here. You seen what Trump said about the infrastructure deal, and you wanted to buy it up here, but now you don't up here, or down here rather. Why? All right. So you gotta do your research and see, okay, what is a good buy point and things of that nature. As far as the business side, I'm a technical trader, so I'm looking at technicals. As far as technicals, it does have this gap to fill down here to 144. All right, so it looks like it needs to defend 144, 145. You can see right here, this was the previous breakout area, right? So a little bit above there. So probably between 144 and 146 is the breakout area for Oracle. All right, so keep Oracle on your watch. Also, you might have you some bullish divergence right here. So take a look right here for Oracle. Take a look for Oracle. Might have you some bullish divergence. So we'll see. But I do think it will continue down. So keep Oracle on watch. Keep Oracle on watch. All right. So that's going to be very interesting. Let's take a look at another stock that has fallen a little bit from earnings. CrowdStrike. Okay. So CrowdStrike had earnings and they fell and gave you a very nice candle. But to show you how volatile the market is, CrowdStrike, if you know your candlesticks, which is a basic principle that I teach every day, this is a very bullish candle. This is the most bullish type of candle that you can have. All right. This is called a pin bar or a bullish hammer. Okay. So this usually signifies that a stock is going to increase in value. But if you look at what CrowdStrike did today, it gave you the exact opposite in an even stronger candle in the opposite direction, right? So it went from a bullish hammer to a bearish hammer. And that just shows you how crazy the market has been. All right. But what I do have is this rectangle box here. This has been a buy area for CrowdStrike since November. All right. So it has been holding this since November. So we'll see. We'll see what it does, right? We'll see what it does. But if it breaks under here, you do have the 200 down at 336. So that could be a bounce spot there. But if that doesn't hold, probably expect it to trickle back down to 323. And if it doesn't hold 323, you'll probably try to fill this gap at 308. All right. So look out for that. Oh, let's see. PLTR. We actually capitalized on PLTR on Monday. This was stock that I had talked about. And it was on the third touch of this trend line here, right? So it was right on the third touch of this trend line. We was able to capitalize on this swing from Friday just from noticing a chart pattern, right? So it made 40% pretty much overnight. Okay. Now, as of right now, what does it look like? Right now, you don't know. It's right on the trend line still, right? So it's right around 80. If this breaks down, let's see how far we could go. If we start to break down for you, got to think about, right? So think about your basic principles of trend lines, candlesticks, levels, things of that nature. Think about what you have. If it breaks right here, it would be breaking the trend line, and it will also be breaking this 80 level that it has been holding, okay? It will be breaking the trend line and this 80 level that it has been holding. So what we need to do as traders is find out, okay, if it breaks this, where can it possibly go next, okay? And now, also keep in mind that the market has been super volatile. I'm going to keep telling y'all this. The market has been very volatile. You want to take your money and go. If you are new, if you're just now tuning in, this is not the market to be holding. This is a market to take your money and go. If you're not an experienced trader who's good at entries and exits, this is your time to learn. This is not a time for you to go and risk all your money. This is your time to learn. Learn. I don't know if the camera is going to be shaped up or not, but learn, okay? This ain't the time to be risking all your money. It's super volatile, okay? Let's see where this thing can fall to. Let's take our line here. Let's see. Looks like we can possibly fall around. Ooh, we got a little drop. Somewhere around 71. So from 70 to 71-ish. Or 70 to 72. Somewhere between there. All up in here is where we could fall to, right? So this was a area of support before. And we fell down here again. when we pop back up. So we could fall down to around 71, in between 70 and 72 range. I think Palantir could fall if we see this thing begin to trickle down. Now let's see, does this give you some type of pattern? Because Palantir, keep in mind, not even a month ago, Palantir was $125. This stuff has fallen really, really fast. Y'all have to keep that in mind. All right. So let's see, did we get any kind of pattern? Let's see what this looks like. Kind of a stretch. I could see someone saying it's a bear flag, but it's kind of a stretch. It's kind of a stretch. It's a stretch, but you know, under 80 definitely does look bearish under 80, regardless. So this thing needs to hold 80, especially if it starts to get below 79. Look out below. Under 79, look out below for sure. All right, so that's PLTR. I see you put in net. Y'all drop them tickers down there. Drop the tickers down there. I see you said net. So net has also had a very sharp drop. Has some room to the downside. Looks like the breakout area for net is around 118, 119. So you still have some room to fall there. That makes me think about DDOG, which was a play that I did actually like. If you guys were watching on the Sunday watch list, which I still like DDOG. I still think DDOG looks good. It has a lot. At this point, it is an insane amount of bullish divergence at this point. But with the overall weakness of the market, I just fear that this thing could fall through the bottom. You know, I fear that it could fall out the bottom. So we'll see. Now, one stock that does look good for upside, what it did earlier, let's see what it looks like now. I haven't looked at it tonight yet. Alibaba. So Alibaba right here, I actually missed this play the other day. Alibaba has broken out of a bull flag pattern. All right. So this is a bull flag, which the bull flag tells you that a stock is likely to continue to the upside. And with the overall market weakness today, it had a pop, but it was very short-lived and got pushed back down. So I would love to see Alibaba retrace back down, maybe to retest this flag. Like it could be around like 134, 135, around there. Could possibly look to take it long there if it's going to continue. That would be the retest. All right. So let's also check PDD. And also notice what I do, y'all. So notice how when you guys are talking about stocks and I start looking at them, I'm automatically thinking, okay, this stock is in this sector. What else is in this sector? So when we start talking about AMD, notice we also started talking about NVIDIA. We started talking about Oracle, right? We started talking about stocks that are in that same sector. A lot of times stocks in the same sector will move the same way, all right? That's a little nugget to put in your book bag, all right? Let's see what else we got. PDD, a little bit of the same thing. Kind of like a bull flag, falling wedge. 200 is down here at 116, so we'll see. It doesn't look like as good of a setup as Baba for sure, though. All right. LLY. Eli Lilly? Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly has been holding up. They've been holding up, so, I mean, I wouldn't really mess with them. They've been doing their thing. I wouldn't mess with them. I can see them popping on, if the market bounces, I can see them popping, though, for sure. IBIT, right? So IBIT is just a Bitcoin. You might as well just look at Bitcoin instead. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look. All right. So you guys can see, since we broke down from that 91 level or 91K level for Bitcoin, we've been very, very volatile. So we dropped down as low as 78,000 and then popped right back up to 94,000 and then right back down to 85. Back up to the 90s, back down to the 80s. Like it's been crazy. It's been absolutely insane. But it is holding the 200 MA right now. So could we see the Bitcoin pop back up? We definitely could, right? You want Bitcoin to pop up. Now this is if you like Bitcoin long term. You want it to pop up, but your pockets kind of need it to come down, right? So you can buy more of it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword a little bit. But my thoughts on it, you know, it doesn't really matter either way. I hope it gets down to 73. That's my low, the boat area for Bitcoin. I think down there is where where you should load up possibly, right? That's where I'm gonna be loading up at least. Okay, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. That's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Now, there is a cheaper way to get in Bitcoin. So iBit also tracks the movement of Bitcoin. You can see it moving pretty much the exact same way right here. So iBit tracks the movement of Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin ETF. So that's something that you can take a look at. Also, something else you can take a look at is MSTR. So MSTR is heavily tracked with Bitcoin as well. Just simply because they own a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? So they own thousands and thousands of Bitcoin, right? So those are a couple stocks that you could possibly look into if you guys believe in Bitcoin long term. WM, Waste Management. I haven't looked at them in a minute. Waste Management, right? So kind of just pulling back. This is a pretty nice dip on them, though. They don't usually move a whole lot. Would love to see them come down a little bit more. All right, so you could probably catch them back down into the low 210s, maybe. Probably not something I would touch, though. Not with options. I wouldn't touch it with options. NEE, what is that? Next Era Energy. Okay. NEE is just in a consolidation. It's not much you can really do. Just in consolidation. All right, JPM, GS, right? So thank you you are highlighting these stocks right here that are in the same sector. JPM, GS, you got BAC, you got WFC, right? When you start thinking about stocks, also take a look at what its counterparts or what its competitors also look like, okay? So JPM, got JPM here, has fallen, had a very nice run, kind of falling back down to these breakout levels here. RSI still isn't below 30. So you still have some room to fall. The 200 is way down here at 229. Still has a gap to fill down here at 226. All right. So could this come down more? Possibly. You need the Dow to kind of fall though. You need the Dow to fall. So we talked about Baba. I was saying with Baba that wanted to drop Baba. You can possibly look to enter Baba. It's breaking a bull flag, but a retest on the bull flag would be around 234. Or 134, sorry, 134. SE, let's see, SE. SE can't do a whole lot with it. I mean, it's taking off. It's taking off. It's taking off in a market that has been bearish. That's scary, right? And that's scary because if the market turns around, this thing is probably going to keep flying. But it looks good. Not really much you can do with it. It's already gone. It already had this huge day right here. Had an inside day today, so we'll see. DDOG, we had just talked about that one. Now, DDOG still has that bullish divergence, but with the weakness of the market, I kind of fear that it could fall. The bottom could fall out of it. As long as it holds 110, it'll be good, but, we'll see. It has some crazy bullish divergence, though. Some insane bullish divergence. Insane bullish divergence. And now I'll show you Baba, too, real quick. Show you Baba again real quick here. Baba right here broke out his bull flag, but the retest will be down here around 134, 135. So that's what we're looking at for Baba. All right, JD, another Chinese stock. JD had a breakout today. I did not see that. Did break out, but the chart is ugly. I'm not gonna lie, this is an ugly chart. I wouldn't mess with that. KWEB, I've never heard of that one. I don't know what this is, but this was actually a very nice breakout. So this was a bull flag right here. Look at that. That's crazy. That was a bull flag that it broke out of. All right, so that was nice. The move has already happened though. You're a little late on that one. Lowe's right here. So you see I did have this one charted out a little bit. Lowe's did have some bullish divergence, but it kind of has already popped back down this level, so it wouldn't be a play for me. Caterpillar, rapid fire now. Caterpillar had a really nice drop, and it has been coming up some here. I did not see this dip. After it broke down from this bullish divergence, I really stopped watching it. Now, I should have kept watching because this was a nice ad area right here. So I definitely missed that. DE, what's that? John Deere. John Deere still going up. I don't think, not really a setup in my opinion. Looks good, but no setup. HD. HD has a head and shoulders pattern, but it's been holding up. It needs to get below and stay below 378. So it's getting close, but it ain't there yet. It's getting close, but it ain't there yet. You need the Dow to fall. You need Dow to fall down for sure. TSCO. Where y'all getting these tickers from, man? TSCO, what is that? Oh, Tractor Supply. I didn't even know they had stock. Tractor Supply is right at the 200, but ew, this is ugly. This is ugly. I wouldn't mess with that. Especially not with no options. Leave that alone. Now, oof. Now it's taking a beating. So now it's well below the 200 and they're still falling. Looks like the next places you can kind of expect to fall to is maybe, oh man, maybe 820, 819. Somewhere around there. That's where I can see it falling to. Now it can fall a lot. GEV. Same thing. GEV has broken down from this support right here. I think you had talked about that one before. I was like, it's out of support, but now it has fallen from the support, has retested, and has failed. So this thing is probably gonna come down some more. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably coming down. Costco is bull flagging. All right, Costco is still in this bull flag. If you was to bet on it to go up, if it was to come down a little lower, you could maybe place a bet on it to bounce maybe down here around 1,010, which will also make a lot of sense because 1,010, right around 1,010, down here at 1,008 would be the retest of this level here. So 1,008 could be a good buy spot as far as a bounce. So that could be pretty good. ROST, Ross stock this high? How Ross stock get this high? Y'all shopping Ross? I ain't gonna lie, I like Ross. I like Ross. I ain't gonna lie, they are. They be having some good workout clothes. TJ Maxx is better though. I wish TJ Maxx had a stock. I might buy TJ Maxx. I like TJ Maxx better than Ross. TJ Maxx got good regular clothes. Ross only got good workout clothes. But anyway, Ross. Probably nothing that I would trade. Doesn't look good to me. I don't know what kind of pattern this is, but nah, I wouldn't mess with it. MU, Micron, what are they doing? So they are still in this range, right? So they're at 89. But beware, if they start to break out this range, you could have some nice room to fall, right? So it's been in this huge range since July of 2024. So I mean, you kind of got to break out of that. All right, what else we got? UPS. We'll take these last few and then we'll kind of wrap up here. UPS is still going strong. All right, it does have a gap fill way up there. So UPS is strong right now. Not really a whole lot to say about it. Let's see, TJX. Dang, TJ Maxx is $120 too? How these stocks get so high? I gotta check the balance sheet on these things. They must be making some secret money that I don't know about. Say Marshall. I like Marshalls too. I'm not gonna lie. Marshall does have some clothes. I like Marshalls, so I like to wear a lot of like same color sets. I love those. Marshalls be having a lot of those same color sets. I like those. So Marshall is good too. But TJ Maxx is king. I ain't gonna lie. You find some good stuff in TJ Maxx. We had talked about Amazon. Let's see, Walmart has been going crazy. Walmart went crazy last year. Dang. Walmart went insane. I don't know if Tiandre is still on here, but I think Tiandre was in Walmart the whole year last year. Walmart went crazy. All right, so shoot, of course we need them to come down a little bit. Walmart needs to come down. So they have been super hot. I ain't even got no buy points for you right now. Like it needs to come down. I ain't gonna lie. 200 is down here at $81 though. So we'll see how it kind of plays out. Say TJ Maxx on Marshalls too. I didn't know that. That explains a lot though. HSY Hershey had a crazy drop, but has recovered a lot. Looks like it's retesting this area here. Up in here might have some turbulence, but it wouldn't be a trade in my opinion. BURL. I like what y'all doing here. Y'all kind of staying around the same like retail. Retail look like all the retail kind of popped, right? So a lot of retail had popped. These retail stores are high. I did not know the price for these retail stocks was this high. AMAT. I missed that one. AMAT. What is this? Applied Materials? I don't know what this is. They have had a drop. Still not below 30 yet, but they are getting to an attractive place probably. If it could come down a tick lower, you can see that this 148 was a support before. Maybe you could possibly catch a very nice bounce down here. I imagine that the 4 hour has some type of divergence though. A little bit. 4 hour looks okay. 4 hour looks okay. I would love to probably catch around 148. Now, a stock that is really nice on a dip here that I'll show y'all that I'm kind of watching, ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of watching out for FSLR, right? So FSLR is at a place that we haven't been to since 2023. Now, this was the bounce place in 2023 right here. All right. So I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, we could possibly bounce here again. Okay. So I'm kind of watching out for FSLR, and I'm thinking that it might have some type of triangle maybe here on the 4 hour. So put this on your radar. It's a play that RJ is watching right here for sure. FSLR. So FSLR actually has a little triangle pattern. Now, you may say this is a bearish pennant. Yes, it is, but also realize that a triangle pattern is a neutral pattern. It can go either way. So this thing could break upside or downside, but the fact that it's finding some type of support is actually a good sign. So we'll see. We will see. We'll see. But I do like FSLR for a bounce. We'll see. You say AMDL for shares. Oh, man. I got to say yeah. I have to say yes because I'm in it. All right, so I've been in it for a minute. I started buying it in like the 7s, and I've kind of just been buying on the way down. I did add some more recently in the 4s. This is my take, right? So this is my take on the leverage. You got to be careful with these leveraged stocks, right? So the 2 times leverage, how this works is basically you have AMD, then you have AMDL. You have coin, then you have CONL, right? So let me show you this real quick before I tell you what they do. You have coin, which is the actual stock. Then you have CONL, which is the 2 times long for coin. And basically what this is whatever the percent is that the stock gains or loses, this will get double that. Okay? So if coin has a day that it's up 10%, this will be up 20%. If AMD has a day where it's down 20%, which, my God, I hope it don't, AMDL will be down 40%. Okay? So it's going to be double. All right? Now, not financial advice, once again. But when do I think is the best time to buy these type of leverage stocks? When these stocks are super low. Okay? So we seen earlier that AMD is over 50% from the highs. Okay? But let's see. All right, so that means if AMD was to go back to all-time high, this $4 would have to be somewhere around the 20s again. All right? So, at this point, if you're getting it at 4 and it goes back to the highs, that's a times 5. Right? So I only believe in getting the 2 times longs when a stock has been just beaten down, right? So it would have been wise to grab the TSLL last year when Tesla was in 160s, 150s, right? And the high was 400, right? You wouldn't want to buy it when a stock is down 10% from highs, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. So that's what I got, man. That's what I got for tonight. We talked about the fear in the markets. We kind of got away from everything. We started just going through the charts. This is how you find plays. You got to just go through the charts and see what you like. We didn't really go into the plays super in depth. We just really was talking, right? So for this episode with Trade Talks with RJ, we was really doing a lot of talking, man. Just strategizing, thinking about what's gonna be next move. Is it a good time to trade? Is it not? Just things like that. So I appreciate y'all hopping on, man. I'm gonna be going live more and more on YouTube. I like going live with y'all. I like doing the live questions. So I really appreciate y'all for hopping on. If this was helpful, please let me know in the comments or shoot me a message on the Instagram. If this was helpful or if you want to see more of these, this will be saved if you want to come back to it or if you missed the beginning. We've been on for like an hour, so I appreciate y'all hopping on, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Watch out for the plays we talked about. Watch out for Nvidia if it gets below 110, it could come down. Watch out for FSLR if it has a pop. Watch out for that. I appreciate y'all hopping on. Join the free Discord. I'm gonna drop that in the description. So I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.